Now we got the other biggest story in Tampa Bay sports right here. Chris Youngblood, one of the great leaders of this ensemble cast of the USF Bulls, who will be playing number 24 FAU, the Final Four participants from last year, on Sunday in a sold-out arena, the Yuengling Center. Chris joins us now, and I see that smile on your face, man, and you're like, I can't wait to get in this gym. That's going to be packed to the rafters. What's it feel like, man?
It's unreal, man, because think about where we came from beginning of the season. We started off the season 2-4, and just the stuff that we heard and saw about us, man, and the perseverance we had to have throughout the season to get to where we are now, man. It's pretty impressive. So, man, we just got to keep this thing going.
Well, what did you hear? What did you see? What motivated you?
I can't really say too much, but just know it was very unpleasant things about our program and our coach. But hey, man, we kept it focused, man. It was early in the season, so we didn't take it to heart, man. We deserved it. We needed it.
Was that coming from somewhere around Central Florida? I mean, whether it was the UCF fans or
everywhere around Florida.
Well, hey, whatever it takes to motivate you, right? Michael Jordan found motivation in a lot of different things. What has been? I watched the game the other night against Tulsa, and once again, you guys are so unselfish. If it's one thing I could say, a few things I'd say about watching you guys play. Number one, you play extremely hard, and I love the effort that you give. But the unselfishness is just really fun to watch. You don't see it much in basketball anymore. And in a year of you have so many new guys, a new coach, new everything. You guys seem like a well-oiled machine. How did the chemistry become so good?
Oh, this offseason, man, the one thing that our coach preaches, man, being very intentional about your relationships with your teammates, because it's a new group. And that was up to like being one of the leaders of the team. That was probably one of my main priorities, man, making sure everybody's was intentional about the relationships. And coach always preaches dangerously unselfishness. It's dangerous when nobody cares who gets the credit, because we have a lot of talent on our team. So when nobody cares who gets the credit, man, we're pretty dangerous, because that's when we have 6-7 people in double figures. It's hard to be any team when you got 6-7 people in double figures. So,
well, you're a perfect example. Last year you were the ASUN or all ASUN. You were a finalist for the Lou Henson Award. You could have come in here and said, look, I'm going to be a 20-point guy. I'm taking 15, 20 shots a night. And you have that type of talent. You have a great three ball. You have all that, but you don't do that. No. How hard is that to not do?
I mean, naturally, as a player, as a hooper, man, like you work hard. So right. That's what you want to do. But the number one goal is to win. So you're going to do whatever it takes to win. I know that's not really conclusive to winning, taking 15, 20, 25 shots a game. Like if you look at teams across the country, man, if you got somebody taking 20, 25 shots a game, you probably are all right, but you're not number one or number two, top three in your conference. So, man, that's just understanding that we have a lot of talent around this team and just spreading it out evenly, and makes us pretty dangerous and hard to guard and hard to stop.
Chris Youngblood joining us here from USF. They'll play FAU on noon on Sunday in the Yuengling Center. You guys have had some good crowds this year. This past game, you had about 6,000-7,000. This is different though. 10,000, and it's been a long time since that place has been packed. What's the buzz on campus like? Are people coming up to you, students coming up to you, man, hey, I'm going to be there? The students have been great, by the way. Talk a little bit about the vibe you expect on Sunday.
The students are unreal, because you don't really understand how many people are on campus until you actually go out throughout campus, man. You might go get something to eat, Chick-fil-A or something on the student center, and people keep on coming up to you. And like to start the year, man, you used to walk through campus freely, man, unbothered. Like, but now, man, the past few weeks, man, it's a little bit different. Like you kind of appreciate it, man, because like there's just a bunch of nice people that just big time supporters of USF, just sports period, not just basketball, but just USF. Like they know everything about you, like where you're from, your stats last year. When I was at my old school, I'm like, this is crazy.
Wow.
So it's just. Yeah, it's just a high level of appreciation for our fans here in South Florida, because they're big time. Yeah.
Your coach, Amir Abdul-Rahim, first year, you came from Kennesaw State. You followed him here. Obviously, you have a special relationship to him. I've been so struck. It was trying to remember the game I was watching. You guys were down 17 a couple weeks ago, and I'm looking at him on the sideline. He's smiling. He's smiling at you guys. I'm like, What's wrong with this coach? You're down 17. You're on national television. This is a big game. And he's just like, you guys are talking amongst yourselves in the timeout. He's smiling. I'm like, what the heck's going on? What was that all about? Like, what's going on in the huddle at that point?
Man, I say this humbly, but like this team, man, we're special. So like we know at any time, like we down 17, unless it's down 17 with 3 minutes to go, something like that. That's when you probably not smiling. But there's still a lot of game left.
Yeah, there was still like late first half, I think.
Yeah, man, we're fine. Like you obviously don't want to get in that hole. But with the way we can stack together some stops on the defensive end and the way we can score the ball, it's kind of hard to really be worried. And plus, this might be a new team, but we're older and we're experienced. So, like individually, each player on this team has either been to the tournament, won championship, or just been in college basketball. So, like this team is pretty experienced. So, man, everybody knows not to get rattled, and that's up to coach and like leaders like me, Jose Placer, Soto Miguel. We can't get rattled because they're kind of looking at us like, man, how these people gonna act? So it's kind of just leading by example, man. Like if we're not getting rattled, we're not wide eyed and not blinking, man. It's all right, man. There's plenty of game left.
You guys are incredible. And one of the young kids, Jaden Reed, your point guard, who made a huge shot in the big win over Memphis. You've kind of taken him under your wing, right? Tell me a little about your relationship with him.
Yeah, Jaden Reed, man. So like when I first met him, I'm like, but I guess this is what I never really met anybody from New York for real, and they're different. Like it's a different type of mentality, different type of mojo or confidence about themselves.
Yeah.
So at first it comes off as cocky. I don't think I'm better than everybody, but like I saw right through that when I first met him. I was like, man, let's turn this into something good because confidence is good. But sometimes he can get kind of out of hand. Like he can get kind of overboard with the confidence. But it's a good problem to have, especially for a freshman. And I knew we was gonna have a good season, so I'm like, man, we're gonna need that confidence. Like what game was that? It was a big shot. It might have been Charlotte game. Might have been Charlotte. He had a big shot late, big three.
Yes. Yeah. I think it was a Charlotte game. Yeah.
And I'm like, and he's celebrating it, but like he's not shocked. He's like, man, I do this. And dude has not scored the whole game. That's his first bucket of the game. I'm like, but that's the confidence. That's the confidence that, man, people from New York have. And like I just continue to him, man, keep your head up, man. Like because usually early in the season, man, he would have took the shot, but he wouldn't have been as confident. I'm like, man, the way the freshman years are, man, you're gonna have some games where you might not score the whole game, but you're in a game the last 5-6 minutes of the game for a reason. That means we have a lot of trust in you, and you should be confident at all times. Never hang your head over a couple of turnovers early in the game. Like you got to turn over the first 2 medias of the game. That should not affect the rest of your game. Like there's no way. There's too much game left, and you play too many minutes to let it affect you. So just making sure it's keeping his mental right. The basketball part, he's taking care of that. Like his talent is off the roof, but just making sure just the maturity part of the game is where I'm like most active with him because he's gotten way better, but he still got some room to grow.
He's a young player. Chris Youngblood joining us here from USF Basketball. They'll play FAU on Sunday at noon, ESPN. They're ranked 24th, obviously Final Four team. They're coming in here. You guys are 11-1. You have the inside track at winning this league. A regular season win in this league, I would have to believe would secure you an at-large bid for the NCAA tournament. And obviously that's your goal, and you believe you guys can make that. So talk a little bit about this game against FAU, how big it is just in terms of the league and how confident you are in the matchup. What do you know about them?
It's kind of, I don't want to make this game bigger than what it is because at the end of the day, it's still a regular season win.
Yep.
But just keep it real. It's an in-state game. So you always want to be like the one I go is like you always want to be one of the best teams in the state. So like you kind of take that personal, but it's at the end of the day, it's still a regular season game. And then it's like one of the games you can send a statement because FAU is one of the better teams, the world respected in this league. So you always want to send a statement with that. And then what was the other question?
What about the matchup itself? What do you see from their team? You've scouted them.
talented team. They got some talented guards, and we got some talented guards too. So it's gonna be a good matchup there. Fast paced, man, experienced team, like you mentioned, Final Four last year. So it's gonna be one competitive matchup.
Now you went to the tournament last year with Kennesaw, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So you've been to the big dance.
Yeah.
So what are you telling the little pups here you're with about? Hey, man, the food's good, accommodations are nice. I've covered a lot of them, and there's a special kind of body chills that you get when you walk into an arena for an NCAA tournament. It just is. It's a buzz. What have you told the young guys about the possibility of making the dance?
Yeah, it's like what I preach to them, man, is the small things to get there. Like people think, oh man, you just want to get there, win, but like the small things, like you know, you don't want to look too far ahead. You gotta to get there, you gotta take it game by game, practice by practice. And next thing you know, whatever you are in the conference, win the regular season, win the championship, and like it just flies by. Yeah. But if you take it game by game, that's how it always ends up happening. That's how it happened last year. And next thing you know, man, you getting police escorts to the arena for March Madness, and then and you was like, man, this what just happened? I just started conference in January. And next thing you know, you get police escorts to the arena. So man, like I just say, man, it's an experience like no other, man. You got fans from all over the country coming to support you. Like they might come in like just unbiased, just looking to watch some good basketball. They might come in as a so-and-so fan. Next thing you know, by the second half, they're South Florida fans. Yeah. So that's usually how it works. So I just, man, continue to share the experience with them, man. And then making sure they just stay focused throughout the season, because winning, like, it can get to your head. All this pats on the back, congratulations, man. Mm-hmm. So you kind of lose the edge, but I just keep on letting them know, man, we still got a long ways to go. We had a great season so far. Yeah. But our end goal is not to be first place on February, wherever it is right now.
16th.
So, February 16th. That's not the end
I'm glad goal. You don't even know. That's not the goal.
I don't know.
That's good.
That's not the end goal. The end goal is to win this conference championship. So until we do that, and you can be pleased, but you can't be really satisfied.
All right, so I know a little bit about Kennesaw State. Have a good friend, longtime friend, Hunter McKay, which I'm sure you remember Hunter from up there, Rich's son. By the way, he told me when you guys were coming here, he said, "Wait till you see Chris Youngblood play, and wait till you get a taste of Coach Amir. They're both awesome. They're going to do amazing things at USF." And I was like, "All right, I'll store that in the memory bank." He was spot on. And I asked you about your coach earlier. I think we went off on a tangent, so. Give me a little bit more on Coach Amir and what he has taught you.
Man, Coach Amir, like outside of basketball, he's taught me just how to go about life. Like, because one thing I learned about basketball, man, like it's a direct correlation to how you live your life, whether it's on the court, off the court, or in school. So like he's just taught me just kept on. I had good habits coming to college, but he just excelled them times 10 and just taught me the ins and outs of how to live right and how to go about certain things and how to lead. And that's one of probably the most important things. Like he doesn't even know, but I take mental notes from him for the past 3 or 4 years of like how to, like I've used his coaching tactics on how to lead, and he doesn't even realize it yet. So he's very sarcastic. Cool. That's one thing I really, he's very sarcastic. He's very sarcastic. And then I guess recently I became sarcastic. That's what everybody else says. But man, he's just watching him coach and just teach for the past 4 years, man. It's helped me lead a team even behind closed doors, because I'm not the type of person to just be screaming and yelling all the time. Right. But if it gets to the point, I will do that. But Coach Amir, he's taught me. And then the relationships, he's very intentional about his relationships, and I think that's how he's gotten his team to play so hard for him. Because it's kind of hard for a first-year head coach, man. It's kind of hard to earn that person's trust and just want to play hard for him from somebody that they just met. Yeah. So I feel like that's just a testament how good of a leader he is to get a brand new group of guys to play their heart out for him. Like that's different. You don't get that everywhere.
No, and it's certainly been a difference maker here. You don't often see teams come together like this. So, and this is kind of the last question, because I've heard you say this a bunch of times, and I try to practice this in parenting and other things. When people say intentional relationships, I'm guessing that means you go out of your way to say, hey, Jaden, we're going to lunch today, or hey, we're hanging out this weekend, or hey, all the guys, we're getting together this weekend. It's not just waiting for practice, not just waiting for the lunchroom. You're going out of your way to make intentionally, right, to create these relationships. That's what we're talking about, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I ain't gonna lie, when we first got here during the summer, like I didn't like it, but coach, he made everybody like it was like for like 2 weeks straight. He assigned like lunch dates. Like I didn't want to call it lunch dates, but he assigned like 2 people. Man, y'all have to go out to lunch this week, and he'll give us a list of questions. Man, it'll be like siblings, your name of your mom and dad.
How about that?
Where you're from. And I'm like, coach, you really don't have to do that. Like, I got it taken care of. Like but I'm like, hey, you got it. You the coach. But so he did that. And then ever since then, man, like it wouldn't even be like going out to eat. It would just be everybody. We just come over to my spot, man. It'd be a couple players. We'll play 2K, Madden, and we just do some small stuff, just being around each other versus just being locked up in your room all day. Because it's easy to do that when you after a long day, man. You just want to go to sleep and just chill out.
Right.
But being around your brothers, man, just building a relationship day by day, man, whether it's 30 or 45 minutes, like just something like you see outside of the facilities, because we ain't here so much, man. You need to take your mind off basketball.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Well, Chris, listen, man, it's been so fun talking to you and getting to know you. You are obviously a great leader on this basketball team, and I can see why it has been such a success. It doesn't happen by accident. It takes great leadership on the floor and from the coaching staff, and clearly this team has that. So many of us will be there on Sunday for the first time in a long time because of you and because of the coach and this team, and it's great to have basketball back in Tampa Bay, especially college basketball. I love it. And I cannot wait to be in that atmosphere on Sunday. So thank you and your teammates, and we look forward to it. Win or lose on Sunday, you've brought in the passion back, and I know there's a lot more in it. So thank you so much for taking the time. Appreciate it, Chris.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
All right, Chris Youngblood right there, USF Basketball. If you don't have a ticket, sorry for you. Sold out, but I'm sure you can get them on the secondary market. How about that? We're scalping Bulls basketball tickets now. How about that? That's pretty cool.
JP, you know what I was thinking the entire time that y'all were having that conversation, and I didn't jump in because I knew you had a lot to talk to.
I was waiting for you too, but that's okay.
Yeah, no, I know. I don't know that much about his game or the program, admittedly. So, but what I heard was a kid who sounds like a future head coach when his days are done. Right? That's all I could hear, man. Was God, this kid's going to be a great coach someday if that's what he chooses to do when he's done playing.
Yeah, that's a great thought. But, he's mature beyond his years. He is mature beyond his years.